my god, are we in? Oh my god, we're in! Okay, guys, welcome to Leagues 4 Trailblazer Reloaded. It has been an absolute nightmare getting on today. I am one of the unlucky people who decided to sign up for a Jagex account because I thought the benefits sounded pretty good. And that means I took a while to get on. So let's get this tutorial going real quick and I'll get back to you as soon as we start doing some tasks. Guys, I know. Look, it's 2 a.m. I know it's a long video. This is kind of like a journal for me, a little progress series, more so to have some memories. Now I know that nobody's probably going to want to watch an hour-plus video of me going through all of the tasks I did, especially when it's just raw footage. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a highlight video tomorrow that summarizes everything we did in the first day. It'll be a lot more snappy. There'll be at least some background music. But if you wanted to see just kind of like a raw footage of a guy first day doing leagues, then this is it. And by all means, enjoy. Okay, so as I said in my planning video, I am going for Production Prodigy. I think it's super good in the early game, but it's also going to have some great applications in the late game as well. And that is the tutorial done. Okay, so I have loads of tasks to do. Let's get roofs turned off. Number one thing that needs doing. Hide roofs. Okay, so first thing, going to dance in this graveyard. Yep, that counted. Let's go to Death's Domain. Okay, now that we're done with that, we can talk to Count Check and go and do the Stronghold of Security. This is absolutely crazy, just seeing all of these people coming and doing the same thing all at the same time. No way, what? Alright, and... yeah, okay, so I was a little worried there that I needed to enable two-factor authentication, even though it's a Jagex account, when it started asking me questions, but no, we're good. We're just going to keep going through this. I'll get back to you once I've got the 10k and those boots. Alright, guys, we've done it. We did not die in the Stronghold of Security. I'm going to quickly grab those fancy boots, put them on. That's a task, and we're going to head straight to Karamja, actually, so I think I can just teleport from here if I go here. Yep, good stuff. Okay, real quick, I can see there's a pineapple there. I thought these might be all gone, like people might have just taken whatever they could get. I'll grab a couple if I can, because they were good for making super compost, which I know is a task. Yeah, that's definitely not enough for super compost, but that'll help. Okay, what next in Karamja? We're going to quickly go buy a knife. All right, back with you in Shiloh Village. So I'm going to quickly come over here and buy the torch. There we go, and we'll light the torch. Handy. And then there's been some debate about whether or not you need to be combat level 5 to get a Slayer task. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to try anyway, and regardless, I need to go there, buy an enchanted gem, and I need to get a rod and bait before that. So where's that from? This guy. So I'll buy that. I'll definitely... yeah, I may as well get a fly fishing rod. I'm going to buy a bait pack, and I'll buy like 5... oh no, I don't have room. Okay, we'll come back for the feathers. Alright, let's see if this works. So, yeah, you're one of the Slayer Masters, yada yada yada. I've done this before. Okay, so I think that was spiders. Great. So we're also going to trade them. I'm going to have to just drop one of these pineapples. And then we're going to buy the enchanted gem. Check with the enchanted gem. That's another task. So that is... no, I almost forgot. I'm going to need... I'll drop another pineapple. I'm going to need the spiny helmet. That's what we're doing next. So I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to home teleport to Lumbridge as home teleport to task. And we'll start the Lumbridge 2 section. Okay, so I just banked some of the stuff that I don't need. We've got a little bit of a skilling section coming up. But I am going to come up and start Rune Mysteries, not Dragon Slayer. Yeah, have you got any quests for me? This is the one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's a pretty iconic part of the league done. We've just done 4 tasks there. So we pickpocketed the man. We got a level 5, our first level up. Oh, we're actually super close to a level 10. And I know I'm going to get this anyway, but there's opening 28 coin pouches. Where the hell's the man? Turning Entity Hider on would probably be the smart play here. But you know what? It's just so fun seeing everybody together that I'm gonna keep everybody on. It looks crazy. Okay, and there's our first level 10. So I used a bit of a big brain strat there. I wasn't sure if coin pouches are lost on death, so I didn't risk it. I went upstairs, got the pineapple, and cut it into some rings for some quick food. Now, what's next? We need to get a steel axe from Bob here. Okay, so we just defeated a goblin there, and I'm going to kill, I think I need to kill 4 more of these. I better not forget those bones. We're going to need those. I'm going to kill 4 more. I need to bury this set of bones. I also need to make sure that I save 1 set of bones. But I'm going to kill 4 goblins here for 5 defense. That way I can equip the spiny helmet. Okay, it's time to implement some big brain strats. Don't worry, I'm not doing sheep shearer. However, I am going to buy at least 3 pots and 3 buckets. And the shears, and you know what, I think as well, while I'm here, I'm just going to pick up a hammer, chisel, and spade, because they'll probably be useful to have, although I am going to have to make some inventory space. I got this easy clue from a goblin, so I'm going to keep a hold of that, and then I'm going to get 4... How am I going to do this? I'm going to need to get 4 shears. I'll have to think about space. I can drop the brass necklace. Okay, these big brain strats are starting to look a little small brain because inventory space is a huge problem, but I'm going to grab 2 milk. Milking a cow is a task. One of those is for Cook's assistant, obviously, but then we're going to need another one for Gertrude's cat at some point, so I'm going to quickly grab another one. I think I can make do without that extra bucket, so I'm going to come over here, search the coop for an egg, and then we'll go grab some flour. Come over here, we're going to cry in a wheat field. Which one is cry? This one? There we go, and I'm going to quickly drop my wool. I'll come back for it and just pick up some wheat so we can make a few flour, as they're used in a few different quests. Alright, I've got 3 flour, and I'm back in time to pick up my wool, and next up we're heading to Drainer Village to do a bit of skilling. Okay, this is absolutely crazy looking with all the ground items. However, I'm here just to talk to Aggie and insult her, which is a task. She takes 20 coins from me, that's fine payment. And then I'm going to do some banking, followed by some skilling. Okay, real quick, we're going to buy a forestry kit from this guy. Having this on is just going to be beneficial, as there are forestry tasks. If some end up showing, then I want to have the forestry kit so I can get those tasks done. Again, these lines of fires just look super crazy. Everybody's fighting for the trees. I'll come back for those. Let's do some laps of the Drainer Agility course. Okay, that's the first lap done. So potentially we could stay here until 30 agility. It might be something I come back for. For right now, I'm going to do the 10 laps that are needed for a task. And as well, I want to keep an eye out for a Mark of Grace. There's our Mark of Grace. That's good to see. Oh, and there's level 20 agility. That is our 10 laps done. And I'm already level 24 agility. I could really stay here until 30, and that way I can go and do the Varrock course, but that's integrated into my plan a little later. So for now, I'm just going to come do some fishing. So there's a shrimp court. The plan here is to get to level 15 so that we can catch an anchovy, but that's also why we got the fishing rod and the bait. That way we can switch to sardines at level 5. Oh, so I almost forgot about that. We actually need to make sure that we catch a herring. That's going to be used in a couple tasks, but yeah, we're onto the sardines now, so just got to get to 15. We'll grab that anchovy, and then we can move on to wood cutting and fire making. Hey guys, we actually got one of these struggling sapling events right here. I'm just going to quickly do this because this is going to be great wood cutting XP. I've definitely just messed up my thing there, but oh well. Yeah, this will be some fantastic woodcutting XP. I'm not sure if this is one of the ones that has the tasks on. I know we're looking for the roots and I think the ritual one, but let's definitely do this. Oh, so that was a huge drop. So that was a task, the struggling sapling. I'm glad I managed to catch that. And that was a huge drop of experience. So, wow. I had a whole thing in my plan of like, oh, cut this many logs and train to 15 wood cutting, but we've just massively surpassed that, so we can do a straight on oak logs now. Okay, guys, so we just got to 15 fishing there. Let's quickly grab these anchovies, net not bait. Great, so we just got our anchovies. Now, I did quickly grab 1 log earlier when I saw a free tree, so let's burn that, and that'll be another task for fire making. Oh god, I forget how long fire making takes at the start. And let's grab some oak logs. I'm actually going to grab... No, I'm just going to grab 1 here, and then I'm going to try and cut another tree for fletching. And that's chopping some logs with a steel axe as well. Obviously, we skipped straight past 15 fire making, so not to worry. And I've just realized I still have to chop because I don't have the fire making levels. Okay, so I think this is the last log, and then I'm going to go grab a knife and we'll make some arrow shafts, which is another task. And then we're kind of done with Draenor. We just need to make a quick stop at the Wizard's Tower, head to Draenor Village, and pick up a Chronicle. So real quick, before we jump into the Rune Mysteries step that we need to do here, I have to go upstairs and see what the Lesser Demon looks like. I have no intentions of killing it. I didn't bring runes. But if there's a crazy queue or if there's just an obscene amount of people in there, we've got to see it. So there's our oak logs. Let's head upstairs. And wow, really not too bad. So that's something we'll come back for later, is killing the Lesser Demon at a higher mage level. Okay, it's absolutely impossible to find anybody in here. There's Django. So I'm going to pick up some potato seeds for a little later down the line. Buy the Chronicle. And how much are these? I'm only going to buy 3 of these for now. Okay, so not only is entering Draenor Manor a task, but we need to get one of these chairs to follow us. So can I just take it from this guy? There's another one around this corner. There we go. Okay, so next up, we're doing the Varrock section. Okay, these rocks don't actually look too occupied. There's not as much competition as I was expecting here. So I'm going to quickly grab at least 1 clay. I'm going to make sure I get some tin. And do we even have copper here? Doesn't look like it, but we'll come back for the tin and copper. I just wanted to make sure I get 1 clay real quick. And then we're going to come over here. I'm going to talk to this guy and ask him for a rake. Fair price. We will then use to rake. Okay, I'm also going to pick up a couple of other farming supplies from this guy. This is for, again, a little task later. All these potato seeds and stuff are going to come into it. But real quick, I want to make sure that I'm doing the diary tasks as soon as I can. So I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to jump over this stylers. That's an easy Varrock task. Speaking of easy Varrock tasks, there is a task to look at Talisa's clothes. And does she sell a cape? Yes, I'm going to take that cape. And this is definitely going to be important later. So not too much, only 900 coins or so. We'll grab a Staff of Fire. Next up, we're going to find the dog. There he is. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to pet this dog, and then I'm also going to use bones on it. Again, that's a Leagues task and a Varrock task. I'm going to kill this imp, because why not? The imp will take me halfway across the game. That's why we don't kill the imp. That does give me a good opportunity, though, to pop into the sword shop, as my route is really tight on money, and I'm not going to lie, I did not work out exactly the GP that I'm going to have, so I just want to check real quick the price of a mithril and adamant sword for some tasks later. That's a long sword. Wow, so that adamant sword, that's quite pricey, but we can definitely work that in. We'll find a way to make it work. Let's go and do Rune Mysteries. Right, so again, we're a little tight on inventory space, but we need to get our feeding up to level 15. Stealing some tea is a task, and we're going to need tea for another task in a minute. Great, so the reason that we needed the tea was because we needed to give it to this old lady, so she'll tell us a story. After that, we're going to go and buy a house, do some stuff at the construction site, and then we're all sorted to move back to Lumbridge. Again, I'm thinking long-term about those achievement diaries, so we're going to use our axe on the dying tree in the lumberyard and turn that into a plank. And that's 2 achievement diary tasks as well as a Trailblazer task. Back to Lumbridge we go. We can finally start executing on some of those plans that we had. So I'm going to have Hans tell me my age. That's an easy task. Then I'm going to come over here and complete Cook's Assistant, and that's going to help us clear up some inventory spaces. We are currently super cluttered. Okay, so I completely forgot about production Prodigy, so we just rocketed through all of that. I'm going to drop all of these. It looks like we got a fair few tasks for that. Cook a shrimp, use the range and lumber castle, and successfully cook 5 pieces of food. Obviously, I need to burn one. So I can't burn that yet. I guess I'm going to have to do that on a fire. I'll quickly pick up these shrimp because they might be useful food for some early level content. Okay, so I managed to burn some of the herring there. What's important is that we managed to keep 1. Now, the reason that I got extra flour was, there's a quest that involves it. I think it might be something in Kandarin. But I'm also going to use this to make some bread dough and make some bread on here for an easy task in Lumbridge. Great, good stuff. Let's move on. Bit of a weird task next. This is a reference to the Monty Python, I think. This is not the mightiest tree in the forest. Yeah. So that's a weird task, but definitely a quick one to do. Definitely worth it. Next up, we have to get to Zenaris. Entering Zenaris is a task in itself, but the real reason we're here is because it's a pretty convenient fairy ring. And having fairy rings unlocked from the start is going to be fantastic. So the first place we're going is Karamja. We're going to get some Karamwanji, and then I'll meet you back at the Wizard's Tower so we can finish up Rune Mysteries. So looking at it, we can actually get a new relic now. Now, Fairy's Flight, I feel like as long as you have one teleport that's close to a fairy ring and a spirit tree, Fairy's Flight's kind of underrated. Now, I might end up going Fremenic, which means the Globetrotter might not be great in the end game when I have a maxed house. However, I just think you're always going to have that teleport to the Grand Exchange after the Varrock Medium. And once you've done the Varrock Easy, teleport near a fairy ring. I think Globetrotter is the choice for me. So I'm actually going to select this. And I must be near a sage to unlock this relic. So I'm actually going to come back to that. Let's go finish off the Rune Mysteries quest. It would have been nice to use the Necklace of Passage teleport, although I don't know if that's on Globetrotter. So this is DIS. Right, with Rune Mysteries complete, we can teleport into the Essence Mine. We're not going to do any Essence right now because we still need 30 mining, so I'm just going to leave. And in fact, I can just teleport to Karamja. I need to keep remembering that I don't need to go places to teleport. Just, there we go. Now that we're back at Karamja and out on the mainland, I can locate the Air Talisman, head into my player-owned house. I need to go into building mode, however, and that way I can build a parlor, which just a cheap room. It's probably I'm gonna regret spending this 1,000 gold later, but there it's done. That's a room built. And now we can move on to filling a crate with bananas, which is surprisingly a medium task. I'm not really sure where these sages are. I tried unlocking the relic over here, but no, I think maybe I have to do it at a bank. So this is a bit of a surprise. Obviously, a lot of people had this medium task worked into their route, and all of these trees are missing their bananas. There's some spawning now. I wonder how quick they come back. I'm just going to try real quick, but I'm not going to waste too much time here. Oh, this should be quite quick. So that didn't take too long, but that was way too intense to just be picking bananas. Starting to see why that was a 40-point task, but I'm going to collect my payment because I'm desperate for money. And we're actually at the point now where we could go to a new area. I need to go unlock my relic, but we still have a few things that I want to do in Misthalin first before we move on. The first of which is going to be parting with 875 of my hard-earned coins, just so I can get into here and chop these vines. Before I move on, I forgot I need to quickly sort out those balls of wool, and then I'll show you why we got 15 thieving. So I managed to get myself that Globetrotter pendant from the bank. We can now go pretty much anywhere in my regions that I have unlocked. I just need to come in here and pickpocket some ham guards real quick. I believe one of them is a task. Yep, so that's a task, but I'm also looking for a steel blade, or I'm also looking for a steel pickaxe. So there's our steel pickaxe. That's great. I did notice that I got a Taramin, which is apparently super rare from these guys, and they do also give guam leaves and marintils, which are necessary for a couple of tasks, but 1 in 91 just for the guam leaf. I can always come back at a higher thieving level if needed. So instead of actually walking to Drano, let's have a look at jewelry. Yep, and then Drano Village. So that was super unnecessary, but it's cool to know that I can do that. And the reason that we got those extra balls of wool is because I'm going to come over here to Ned, and I'm going to have him make me some rope. Okay, I got a little confused there because I accidentally bought the rope with coins, but that's not bad. We actually need a second rope. I'm going to keep a hold of that. And then I'm going to check what my tasks are. I've kind of lost my place. Okay, so I actually had to go back to the ham hideout as I still need a rusty sword. And when I got booted out, there was some rising roots right here. So we'll quickly do this, but that's a task. That's super lucky. Very nice. This is actually triple lucky because since I was in Draenor, I dropped off all my stuff at the bank, including my axe. This steel axe is one I got from pickpocketing a ham member. And there's level 30 wood cutting as well, which is our first level 30. We would have gotten that shortly as we're going to go finish off 30 agility in a moment. But wow, what a crazy turn of events. Okay, there we go. That took way too long. I did manage to get a couple gems there. That'll actually be kind of helpful later on. But that's a 1 in 25, and we got the steel pickaxe way quicker than that. So now we can go back to Draenor Village and finish off 30 agility. So I'll catch up with you once that's done. So waiting until this second return to Draenor was definitely the right thing to do because that means we had the faster experience rate. I thought this would take like 30 laps. It's only taken 17, so definitely a good thing. Next up, we're going back to Varrock, and then we're going to clear up a couple of quests and various other tasks. Get ready to go to our new area. So the main reason we're coming back to Varrock real quick is mostly because we need runes for Waterfall quest when we go to Kandarin. However, there's definitely a few quests here that are worth doing just for the quick and easy points. I mean, where is he? There's Romeo. We're going to start, well, we're just going to finish Romeo and Juliet. It's such a quick quest. I've got some cadaver berries in the bank. Since I'm a true gamer, I'm actually going to try multi-quest with Gertrude's cat as well. We're going to make a quick stop off in Barbarian Village to make, I believe, an unfired bowl. Okay, so that is Gertrude's cat done. I also just have the last step of Romeo and Juliet to do. Having this kitten's actually good. There's a task to trade a cat for death runes. So that's definitely something we're going to raise this cat for. I'll keep it out. I think I've got some Karambwanji in the bank, but it'd be worth getting some extras, I think. Okay, and with Romeo and Juliet done, we can start doing 10 laps of the Varrock agility course. All right, that wasn't too bad. So we've done our 10 laps of agility, and man, we got up to like 38, nearly 39 agility doing that. And this is kind of why I didn't want to take the Trickster Relic, is because look at thieving and agility, they're so high. Obviously, Hunter comes into play, but with Kandra and Hunter won't be much of a problem. And as well, we're about to go and get a whole load of Hunter XP. But let's real first buy some runes now. I am much lower on money than I expected to be, so let's have a look. These aren't too bad, so I can definitely get 3 of these, and let's get, I guess I'm going to need 6 of these. Even buy 6? No. Of course, the Hunter XP that I was referring to was from the Natural History Museum. That's straight up to 25 Slayer and Hunter, and a task done. Super worth the time. I do need to think of a way to get another 22 kudos for an easy Varrock task, but we can do that through a few of the quests in Kandarin. So next up, let's go teleport to the Rune Essence Mine, get that one out of the way. And then I did completely forgot about going to Fossil Island and petting the dog, so we'll make that the last thing we do before we move on. And here we are, travel to Fossil Island, and dog's in here, isn't he? Pet the dog. Great, so we actually did 16 more tasks than we needed. Granted, we did not unlock the first area as quick as some other people. You can see here, I've been playing for a little over 2 hours. That's perfectly fine. I feel like I've set up a lot of future tasks as well, and we're actually making decent progress on the Lumbridge and Varrock achievement diaries, and those are medium tasks just for doing those, so definitely worth the extra time spent. But now it's time to unlock our first new area, and it's gotta be Kandarin. I thought I was going to have to really think about this, spend some time AFKing, but no, I know that I want to go Kandarin. Some people are really afraid of like the monkey agility grind and the demonic gorillas grind. Demonic gorillas, yeah, that might be a bit annoying depending on RNG, but those aren't grinds I mind. Kandarin's unlocked. Let's head there now. I'm going to take a quick break, collect myself, grab a bite to eat, and then we'll come back and we'll get straight on with the rest of the game. We've got the whole world ahead of us, or at least a portion of it that we just unlocked. So the first quest that we're going to do is an absolutely iconic one, something that every Iron Man does as soon as they start their new accounts. And I'm sure a lot of people are having a similar idea and are going to go rushing the Waterfall quest. So thanks to this Globetrotter pendant, I can actually just teleport straight here, and that's going to come in super handy. As well, you know, there's a few tasks around here. I like doing this. Eventually, I'm going to get a fighter tour. So that's all stuff that just having an infinite games necklace is going to be great for. Something I've just realized is that you don't actually need the Varrock medium to teleport to the Grand Exchange. I was able to just come straight here with the Globetrotter pendant because Ring of Wealth has a Grand Exchange teleport on it. So there's a task to visit the Tree Gnome village, just saves me doing all of this. You know, Rick Turpentine just came in and gave me 640 coins, and you know, you get so used to just having tenfold that amount of money on the main game, but right now that is so appreciated. I'm really hoping that I can bring this pendant in. Yeah, I absolutely can. I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to bring the pendant in, but I just dropped it. Please don't one-shot me. All right, I'm definitely going to risk a hit here. Oh, no. It's a good thing I can just teleport straight back. Guys, and this is the big moment that I've been waiting for. Use this urn. 110 XP in both. That's straight up to 50 attack and 50 strength. That's actually going to be a few tasks because we'll have our first level 40 or our first level 50. I think there's a couple of combat level tasks as well. Yeah, so that was 4 tasks right there, even though there wasn't one for the quest itself. Next up is Fight Arena. Okay, so I'm really hoping that I have enough runes to get through this. Obviously, we will get to 9 magic pretty quickly, and then we could start using Fire Strike, but I am splashing a lot at the moment. Not gonna lie, I really thought Fire Strike was level 9, but I guess it's 13. That still shouldn't be a problem. We actually had way more runes than we needed, which is really nice. I think we also got up to about 28 mage. Yeah, nice, good stuff. And that's another 7 attack levels, which is fantastic. We're 3 off being able to wield dragon weaponry, which I think that's probably going to be my first major goal, is to get the money together, get 60 attack, and equip a dragon scimitar, which is actually 2 tasks. So yeah, let's move on to a few more skilling-based quests. We've got a couple of fishing ones, and as well, we've got some various candering quests that shouldn't take too long at all. Oh, there's a bird's nest. I need 30 fire making for the sea slug quest, so it's just chopping some trees, and that's great to get. That's one of the RNG ones out as well. When we're mining, we can hope for a gem. I've also been killing those imps just while whenever they walk up next to me, just so I could get 5 prayer. And I'm just going to turn on any prayer. I'll need to turn my filters off. Oh, I'll figure out how to do that. Because restoring 5 prayer points is a task. And there's 40 wood cutting, and as well, 1 more log for 30 fire making. And that's sea slug done for another 57,000 fishing experience, which gets us all the way up to level 44. But now we're not quite done with fishing yet. We still got fishing contests to go. And that's another super easy 20k fishing XP up to 47. So we can catch lobsters on the swordfish now. And there's a fair few tasks for catching things like 50 salmon and 50 lobsters. So that's definitely going to come in handy when I need to AFK a little bit. So I'm going to take a small break from questing. We'll get back to a few of the small quests in a bit. However, one of the big advantages of now having an own area is that I can come to a mine that's much less occupied and mine a copper ore, 10 tin, and I think it's something like 30 iron. As well, there's the task for mining some ore with a steel pickaxe. I'm actually going to grab... This guy seems to enjoy fire sale. I think I'll be taking banker's note. I'm probably going to mine 10 copper as well as the tin and bank it, because then I'll get a head start on the smithing grind, and with production prodigy, we'll be able to smith a bunch of the early bronze stuff that gives tasks. And we are really closing in on our next relic. There's the 50 iron ore we need. So I'm going to go quickly bank this at Yenil, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of hunt. So here in Feldup Hills, we're going to grab this butterfly. I need 45 for that butterfly? I thought that was cheap. Okay, so here in Feldup Hills, we're going to catch one of these tropical wagtails, I think. And these might not be the ones that I need. These might be a bit higher level. But let's go. Couple traps down. Let's see. Yeah, I can catch this. So that is 2 tasks, I believe. Nope, just 1. There must be a different bird that I need to grab. That is, however, our 3rd relic, which means that we can unlock Banker's Note. Now, this was actually a much more difficult decision than I thought. Banker's Note's not going to be super useful when you're really strong and can take on the PVM opportunities without having to worry about longevity. However, I still think Banker's Note's going to be great for things like skilling. If I'm chopping logs, I don't have to go and drop all those logs off in a bank. Yeah, last recall might help. I could teleport to a bank and then last recall back. However, I do think that Banker's Sale is going to have a Banker's Note is going to have a lot more use for me personally than Fire Sale. Yeah, money might be a little bit of an issue in the early game, but I'm sure we'll be swimming in it by the end. So over here were the Crimson Swifts that do give a task just for catching one of those in themselves. I thought the Ruby Harvest Butterflies were over here, but they're actually in the Piscatorius area, so I'm going to head over to this fairy ring, quickly go over there and grab one, and then we're going to move on to, I think we're going to do some thieving stuff. Real quick, before we move back to Artie, this is the reason I went through all of that hassle for the Rusty Sword. Now, I'm going to make sure I do this right, because there is a way to give him a sword that doesn't give the task, so there we go. So he identified that as a bronze sword. That's an easy task. We're also going to jump on the fishing trawler ship. Now, it doesn't look like there's enough people here to actually play a game of fishing trawler, but that's fine. All we need to do is sail out to sea, and then once the game ends, that's another easy task done. So there it is. That's the Banker's Note relic unlocked. I now have the ability to this is it. Activate Banker's Note. I'm gonna have to figure out how this is used, but real quick, let's give it a test. Let's grab that silk from earlier. In fact, I'll pull it out as a note, so I've got it all. We'll go sell it. And if I just use this, does this? Oh my god! Truly, this is broken. This is going to be so much fun. But let's go sell this silk, get some money. That'll get us into a good position, and let's do some easy tasks. As well, we're going to steal from this bakery stall until we get level 40 thieving. There we go. That's the easy task as well. I'm still going to go for 40 thieving. In fact, I might just do this on the silk stall just for a bit extra money. There we go. That's 40 thieving, and that's level 500 total. I ended up not doing the silk because this guy is trying to kill me. Anyway, next up, we need to go into the church and restore 5 prayer points, which is both an easy Ardougne task and a easy Trailblazer task. So that's the easy Ardougne diary done, which is huge, not just for the 40 points that it gives, but also the Ardougne cloak is going to be probably one of my best teleports towards a fairy ring, and that's kind of why I went for Globetrotter. It turns out you can just go straight to the Grand Exchange. You don't need Varrock Medium, so I can also do that. The options for a fairy ring are great. Obviously, the only thing that Fairy's Enchantment offers that I can't get out of Globetrotter is teleports to some really specific leprechauns. But I'm thinking about all of the main patches that you use, and Catherby, I can teleport to Catherby. All the ones in Tree Gnome Village and the Tree Gnome Stronghold, I can go there just from going to the Grand Exchange and taking the transport. So I definitely think that was right. I am going to mine a bit of Pure Essence because there is a task to do 200 water runes, and by doing that, I would also do a bunch of other rune crafting tasks, just general ones. So I'm going to get 200 rune essence, and you know what? I'm just going to note it. That's great. This is fantastic. I love this. Okay, so before we claim our easy rewards, there was about 4 hours ago, I was talking about the plan for these potato seeds. Well, it is time to exact that plan. There is a task for both planting something in an allotment patch and having it protected, so that's what the 2 compost are for. Let's get that done as soon as we're finished raking. And there's plant something in an allotment patch. Enough for the 2 compost. Yep. And that's protect your crops as well. I'll leave the rake and dibber with the leprechaun so I don't forget again. Okay, so I almost got mauled by bears doing it. However, I wanted to get the 15 coal task done. Ideally, I would like a bit more coal as we're going for a bit of a smithing grind first, but I'm not sure if I'd need it, and it's probably going to be better to get coal from PVM drops and the like. However, if I do need more coal, I can always come get it. I can get about the game however I need. Get the rewards claimed from the Easy Ardone diary. And this lamp, now, I don't think I can put this on prep. No, so I'm pretty sure it needs to be level 30. Yeah, level 30. So I'm going to just keep this in my inventory. I'd really like to put this on prayer. Getting to 30 prayer is going to be its own kind of journey, but I just think any prayer XP I can get. I'm not as worried about Herblore. Usually as an Iron Man, you want to put it all on Herblore, but I'm not worried. I might end up taking the farming relic a little later down the line. Right now, prayer is top priority. Wanted to wrap up Monk's Friend real quick, not because of the woodcutting experience, it's an easy task and it's such a quick quest, but as well, those lore runes are going to come in kind of handy. So if I head over to my bank and grab some fire runes and air runes, then I should be able to teleport to Varrock. That's another easy task for you teleporting with lore runes. And there's Tribal Totem done for another little boost in Thieving XP as well. I did think that gave an easy task, but apparently not. It's fine. I'll take the Thieving XP. So next up is a bit of smithing and mining. I am going to immediately smelt all of those into bronze bar, and I'm going to save one for the observatory quest. Now, this is something you're going to have to be careful with Production Prodigy, is that I need to craft one bronze full helm and one bronze plate skirt, at least. So I'm going to have to drop everything, and then I can pick up the rest of my bars, and the rest we'll just do as bronze plate skirts. I'm going to need 30 smithing for Elemental Workshop 2, and I want to save as much iron as I can to make steel bars, but let's see where we get with this. So, and we're just doing on the iron now, so I smelt an iron bar, got 150 iron arrow tips, and we are straight up to 34 smithing with the boost, which is enough to do Elemental Workshop 2. I forgot about the bronze bars that are added to the bank just from Production Prodigy. We'll do them as well, and then let's go and do Elemental Workshop. There's Elemental Workshop 2 done. Definitely a pleasure of a quest, one I definitely have fond memories of doing back when it was the actual old school. But that is crazy amounts of progress. As you can see, we're now up to level 45 smithing and 44 crafting. I don't know what's happening with smithing there. Surely that should be a plus 12 boost up to 57. There it goes. Anyway, that's the smithing and crafting portion done. And that's kind of Kandarin done, for at least for what I planned. There's definitely a few tasks that I noticed when browsing this morning that I can go and fill out real quick. But I think I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to have some food, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, I'm back from my break, and I'm ready for a bit more of this. So I was thinking while I was on my break, obviously I've got all these smithing levels, and there are some tasks that involve steel. So I'm going to grab my coal and iron, and we'll go make some steel bars. And I guess I'm going to need 5 for the steel plate body. Hey, there's the gem rock we needed. I just wanted a couple more coal, but that's great to see. Okay, and that's the steel plate body made, and if I equip that, that's also a task to equip a piece of steel armor. Now, there is actually a task as well for unfinished steel bolts, but mining coal just takes so long, it's so annoying. I'm just going to wait until I've got an excess of coal, and I'll get right on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy that adamant sword that I was eyeing up earlier. Now, I'm going to skip on the mithril, even though I can afford it, and I'm going to see if I can afford a bit of black armor. And that just gives us a bit of a tiny bit of defense for fighting some basic mobs that we're going to go against. The next up is a bit of a combat section. So let's check Horvik, who now sells all of the black armor, including the legs. How much is it? Oh no, the helmet still comes from Pescat. I can't afford it anyway, so I'm just going to roll with the steel plate body. The first up is I'm going to pickpocket this guard, and then I'm going to murder him, and everybody else who's pickpocketing guards is going to hate me. If I can get a pickpocket, that is. So I actually had to hop worlds just to find a guard that wasn't in the process of being robbed. However, that's fine, because we're going to jump into the Varrock sewers next and just kill a moss giant. And there's the moss giant down. Definitely going to bury those big bones for all the thing. Try not to die on the way. We're good. And last up in Varrock was the Dark Wizard. So I'm on my way to kill a Tazar, but we want to think about those achievement diaries again, so I'm just going to pop through here. That's a medium task for Karamja, and I'm also going to jump into the fight caves real quick, just to get an easy task out of the way. The killing Tazar actually turned out to be a bit of a nightmare. There are people walking around with the sorcery relic, and it's multi-hit and a multi-zone, so I can't really tag any of the enemies without them also getting tagged by someone else. Instead, I've decided that I'm going to kill a cave bug and a zombie in the Draenor sewers, and that's a few of the easy tasks done. And the only easy task left now is to craft some water runes, and that'll get us a bunch of rune crafting tasks as well. So I am going to kill these wizards until they drop a water talisman, and as well I'm hoping to get the wizard robe top and hat. So there's the blue wizard hat and top. That's nice, at least that's a task. However, we are still waiting for that water talisman, which is about as rare as the hat. Hopefully it's not too much longer. So there it is, there's that water talisman. Let's get the hell out of here. That was actually kind of annoying. I didn't realize there'd be such competition. Wait, oh yeah, it's in my inventory. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here. So this is something I've been very excited to do. They did show this in the banker's note. I'm going to quickly drop a few pure essence, the ones that I don't need, just that way I can save them for any achievement diary tasks or any other tasks. But wow. And that is, well, that's a lot of tasks. So that's 27 rune crafting. Craft any rune, complete the easy Lumbridge and Draenor diary, and craft 50 water runes. Oh, and craft 200 essence into runes. Fantastic. So I'm not going to claim my rewards for the Lumbridge diary just yet, just because I already have one lamp taking up space. I've managed to get prayer up a little bit, but we're still holding out on 30 before we start cashing in those rewards. So next up, I want to start clearing out some of those easy tasks that I kind of avoided for competition. So Sheep Shearer was much easier with barely anybody in the fields. So that's that done, and then I'm going to go cut that tree in the potato field. Hopefully there's not many people there, but even if there is, I'm 43 wood cutting. I think I can win the gamble. Okay, it looks like this is still quite popular, so we're just going to see if we can outcut everybody here. Yay! So I'm heading to the Tree Gnome Stronghold because just going there is a task, but I'm also going to do a lap of the agility course. But on my way, I'm just making sure that I cut down any trees I see so I can get a start on fletching. That's the lap done, but while I'm here, I want to grab an onion, and we're going to dye that cape orange that I bought way back at the start. I've got to say, it's really satisfying seeing all these plans come together, even though, this is a very simple thing to do. This would have taken me maybe 5 minutes, but I effectively zero-timed it just by planning out my route and making sure that I wasn't going out of my way to get something like an onion or red berries. I picked them up on the way. While I'm here, I'm also going to pickpocket a master farmer. Nice medium task, nice and easy. And speaking of pickpocketing, we're going to head back and do some more of the guard pickpocketing, because if I open 28 pouches, that's another task. Okay, and that's another task for getting 800 coins at once. That honestly might be a good way to just make a bit of money for runes. I'm thinking about going and killing some tree spirits soon, so I'm going to need some runes to save spot them. So I've just realized that I am 50 points away from the next relic, which is the combat relic. I'm super excited for that. So I've checked, and probably one of the easiest tasks to get 40 points from is going to be doing a task for the wise old man. But that really depends on what task he gives me. So is there anything I can do for you? What did you say? What? Oh, I think he wants iron arrowheads. So I actually have some of those in my bank already. Grab those. Oh, and he gave me some prayer exp. Oh, that was huge. That was super helpful. So, hey, that's 40 points. Let's see how many arrow shafts I am away from getting 1,000, as that'll be my last 10 points. Okay, I'm going to quickly chop some trees for the last few arrow shafts, and then we're getting our combat relic. Oh, I forgot that Production Prodigy gives me a plus 12 boost to fletching. So I could have been doing oak logs this whole time. There we go. That's 1,000 arrow shafts, enough points for a tier 4 relic. I think I have to unlock this one at the bank because I get that arcane grimoire or whatever it's called. Have a look. It's going to have to be mage. I thought I was really going to get some choice paralysis when it came down to it, but in the moment, I just know, I know this is what I want to do. I want to go mage. I want to get that shadow. And this is that first major step. We get a rune pouch as well. I didn't even realize that. That's fantastic. So our inventory, these 6 or these items near the top, these are probably going to become pretty much mainstays in my inventory. It might be a bit of a nightmare to work around, but also, oh, the shrimp's taking up too much space. Sorted. That's that easy. I could really do with some feathers for these arrowheads, but I'm not super worried about that. I think next I'm going to try and get a little bit of money, just enough so I can get some runes, go get a rune axe, and then I'm going to kind of AFK woodcutting for a little bit. Oh my god, I just had to see what it looks like. Oh, and there's combat level 50. That's actually kind of cool. I just wanted to see what the 2-tick task speed looked like. That's crazy fun, and the game is super lagging. Quickly knocking out some fletching tasks here. I figure I'm actually only a few tasks off unlocking the desert, which will be my next region. So I'm just going for quick, easy tasks. We'll sort of focus on that rune axe a little later. Is it a short bow? I believe so. That's it was not a short bow. So it looks like the Fletcher short bow tasks involve stringing a bow. That's something I can go and do in just a minute, but I also noticed that I have a couple sapphires here. If I just get a chisel, then that's a nice quick task. Nice and easy. Now I could just run to Camelot. It is right next to me, but why do any of that when you can just teleport anywhere in the game? Okay, so yep, so that's another 2 easy tasks done just by fletching some short bows. I'm also going to go and get stung by the bees. Now, there is a task as well to put 100 willow logs and burn them, and as well fletch 100 maple bows unstrung. However, I'm going to leave that for now. I'm just going to pick up as much flax as I can. What else can I drop? I'll drop the short bows. I'm going to pick up as much flax as I can, turn these into bows, and then I'm going to sell the bows that I do make. So I am 2 tasks away. One of the really easy tasks that I misunderstood this one as promptly teleporting you. So that's teleported by whatever its actual name is. And then as well, I'm going to see if I can kill one of the tortoise riders in the Gnome Stronghold. If not, I'll run to Shiloh Village and I'll catch a salmon. Okay, so these guys actually killed me once, and they might again. But it just came back so quick that I was able to... Oh no! I came back so quick that I was able to just finish it off. And that's all of the task needed to unlock the new area. And this is the easiest decision for me. Going desert. Or even if I didn't go mage, I would have been going desert. So, instant unlock. Fantastic. Now, how many tasks is it until the final region? Because that's basically how long I have to decide where I'm going, because that's going to be probably one of the hardest decisions I have to make. And cool, that actually unlocked some tasks. So the Lost Tribe below us mountain. Yeah, fantastic. So that's an extra 80 points towards the next relic as well, and 158 tasks until the last area. Alrighty then. So I just got back from a little break, and I've been thinking about where we want to go from here. So things are good. We're going to go to the desert. We're going to do a bunch of tasks. There's a bunch of easy ones to knock out. However, there are a few problems that need addressed first. Problem number 1 was my bank was a mess. Now that's been sorted. Keeping my bank organized helps me feel at ease. Now, some of the more difficult problems to solve are, if we look at our skills, range is a problem. We don't have a super reliable way to train range. Obviously, we can just hit monsters, but we'd like to accelerate those first few levels, preferably through a quest. I think Desert might have one in Spirits of the Iliad. I'm not sure if that gives range XP. I'll have to double check. But range is something that we need to sort just so we have access to all of the combat. Construction is also a problem. We need to do Daddy's Home and then Tower of Life. That should rocket up construction a little bit. And Herbalo is also looking pretty low, as well as farming. And the reason I'm concerned about those low skills is that most skills are above 30. So if we could get all of our skills to base 30, that's a lot of points right there. So that's something that we're going to need to address. Problem number 2 is I'm broke. I have 114 coins to my name, and I'm about to go and spend some on tanning leather and the likes. I am about to go sell a lot of this stuff, just in hopes that I get something for it. But we are kind of broke. And that leads me into my next problem is we also have no runes. So these are my combat runes. And look, Sorcerer's Relic, or whatever it's called, Superior Sorcerer, that's going to help us. That's going to save 90% of the runes. So that's way more cast than it looks like. However, we really want to be moving on to the bot spells soon. So let's see. What do we get? No, it's not too bad. That's a nice little start. And there are two real options for getting runes. We can either go pickpocketing, do some thieving, or just some general skilling. So anything that'll give us a fair bit of money. However, that seems kind of inefficient when really I'm not super interested in training those skills at the minute. The other option to get runes is that we could do Guardians of the Rift, but that is another problem. So giving that guy some stew as a task, apparently, I've never known that's an interaction you can have. But yeah, we could do Guardians of the Rift, but are there even people doing Guardians of the Rift? Now, it looks like a lot of people have picked up the desert as their region. So do you think there's potential, but reliable games that don't just end immediately? That's going to be a bit wild. However, it would be a lot of tasks. I'm going to get the leather before I go into Alcarid, because that's a waste of 10 GP. Wow, that looks busy here. So, yeah, I think Guardians of the Rift it's definitely an option, but not a super reliable one. I'm going to use melee for this. So, runes, money, and low levels. Now, a great source of points and tasks would also be to do Icthorian's Little Helper, the desert quest where you speak to the cat. That also opens up a lot of tasks, namely Pyramid Plunder. Pyramid Plunder is loads of tasks. We can immediately do like 4, maybe 5 rooms by the time we actually get to room 4. So, yeah, Icthorian's Little Helper, it doesn't seem too bad, but there is a level 91 enemy that we have to defeat. With Superior Sorcerer, it might not be a worry at all, but check out this absolute unit, Jesus. But that's probably going to be one of the next big things coming up is completing that quest, getting Pyramid Plunder, conversely some money. You know, we now have access to the agility. Excuse me. We now have access to the agility pyramid, which that might be a great source of money. That's definitely something to think about. I think what I'm going to do is got some leather here. I'm going to go tan that. I'm going to make it into a body. I'm going to open this gate. I'm going to kill a seagull, cut a cactus. Plenty of things to do in the desert. Let's get started with it, and I'll get back to you if we run into any more problems. Okay, you can kind of just ignore everything I just said. The moment I walked into the desert, I remembered a money-making method that I was fully aware of before starting leagues. A few people had mentioned it, but I just kind of forgot about it until I saw it. So the gem traders, they will sell you uncut gems and buy them back for more money. So I'm going to go and do exactly that. Just kind of see how much money it is, how quick we can get there. We're also going to do a Temporos at some point. That should be fun. Yeah, let's just see how well it goes. Oh, this is actually something as well. We need a frog mask, so I'm going to kiss this princess. I don't know if I need just the one token or if I need multiple. I'll have to go to Tulisa and Varrock and have a look. And you know what? This is the beauty of leagues. I'm just going to do that right now. Okay, so it turns out we only needed the one thing. That's 40 points just for getting a random event, and I'm dropping this and never touching it again. Yeah, absolutely great. And then let's recall back. Fantastic. Let's get back onto that gem side quest. Okay, this is absolutely insane money. Money problem solved. By extension, rune problem solved. Let's just get these cowhides out of my inventory. as a task, and I'll need a needle and thread for the actual making of the body, but that's not a problem. I'm just going to drop these off, and we're going to go crazy with the gem method for a little bit, I think. Okay, this is even crazier money than I thought. What you can hear right there is me rapidly tapping my mouse with 2 fingers. You don't have to close and open the store every time. You just... This is insane. He never runs out of stock. So we're just going to buy buttloads of these. And this is amazing crafting experience as well. I might go to level 60 crafting here just for the medium task. In fact, it might even be a hard task. But yeah, this is way more busted than I thought it would be. As you can see, we're already up to 23k. This is the money problem solved. Why take fire sale when there is infinite money available right here? And there's level 60 crafting. That's a hard task as well. This is insane because not only am I making incredible bank just standing here doing this all at once, but as you can see, I'm getting more emeralds put into my bank every time I do this. So kind of once I've got up to, I don't know, I'll probably go to like 80k, go grab the emeralds down in my bank, sell them all. That's an easy 100k. Problem solved. Okay, guys, we went a little bit further past 80k because there's level 70 crafting. That's another hard task. I'm going to stop there. We have 131k plus probably a stupid amount of emeralds in the bank, which I'm going to go grab. Yeah, that method is absolutely crazy. As you can see on the side here, like, this is 500k XP an hour. This is from since I started League, so we're looking at like 5 or 6 hours worth of XP there. This is realistically going to be a 1 mil an hour XP easy, so 13 hours to 99. Somebody's probably already decided that they love that so much, they're going for 200 mil crafting. And to that person, I say enjoy it, but I am moving on to do whatever I want because all my problems are solved. Great. Now I'm going to start wrapping up a lot of little tasks in the desert. So that's an Alkarid warrior defeated. Craft a leather body in the desert. Oh, it didn't have to be in the desert, but easiest place to do so. I'm also going to come over here and make a coif in the cow pen, as that's a medium task. That's a cactus cut in the desert. A carpet ride from Polivnich to Sophonem, and I was completely wrong. Apparently, Icthroin's little helper is auto-completed, so that is entering the city of Sophonem. I'm also just going to send a few pyramid plunder rooms as far as we can get. There's room number 1. Room number 2. 46 thieving. Room number 3. I think that might be as far as we can go. I think the rooms actually go up in... So for every 10 levels, yeah, we need level 51 to go to the next room, but that's 3 easy tasks. Done. I've sold some artifacts to Samuel Templeton just for an easy task in the desert. I feel like there must be a task for this, but I'm going to double check because I don't want to have to do this if not. So there absolutely was a task to turn in a pyramid top. But we also got 4 agility levels out of that, which that's a lot for a single lap of this thing. Red Seagull, that's 10 points. Okay, so I'm just knocking out a quick Temperos as we go. Watch this. That's insane. Temperos is going to be so quick. We're going to have to do a lot of these at some point, but I'm just getting one done now. Because why not? I was here anyway. So there's a combat achievement. This is going to be an extremely scuffed Temperos just because I don't have a humidifier, which I'm kind of used to, but we'll get it done. We'll figure it out. Insane. You have a chance of getting extra harpoon fish when you cook, so I didn't even have to go back for more there. Okay, yeah, so that was a crazy scuffed Temperos. I'm honestly amazed I made it. However, this is insane. I am really looking forward to doing Temperos, which is surprising because I'm kind of sick of doing it on my main, especially the solos, but I don't know if there's a task for just looting the pool, but I know that I could get a unique. So, and there's the Tome of Water and the Fish Barrel are definitely a task, so let's have a look. I'll save you 20 seconds. We got nothing and there's no task. Temperos is definitely going to be an amazing source of food. However, I mean, bunch of salmon right there. And then I can note these and do it again. Oh, there's 750 total just from burying some bones. And as well, there was a prayer task to, let's see, if I activate, they're all out of order, but I should be able to get a task by just turning on a combination of two of these. Is it these two? Oh, oh, there we go. Superhuman strength and improved reflexes. That's another easy task done. I've decided it's time to crack on with some more quests, some of the ones that I skipped earlier. I'm starting out with Daddy's Home, and one of the really nice things about this is I'm actually getting construction XP for all of the little things that I'm building, so this is going to shoot me straight into the high levels for construction. Okay, so Daddy's Home got me up to 24 construction, which is really nice. I'm now going to do Tower of Life, which gets me another 1,000 experience. Multiplied that by 8, and I'm getting 8k experience, which should get me, I think, to about level 31. There it is, guys. Another 8,000 construction XP, as well as a bit of crafting and thieving XP. That brings us up to 31 construction, which is a great start. So now that money's much less of an object, I decided it was probably best to splurge out on some of those wearable armor tasks from earlier. So there is full mithril plus a mithril weapon, full adamant, which I don't have the defense level for, but we'll get there. However, I'm also going to put on the black plate legs for some black armor and the rune sword for a rune weapon. So I figured real quick we'll take out Count Drano for Vampire Slayer. It's also an easy task, but even the attack XP will be appreciated. Should get me to 59. That's good. We're one level off Equipping Dragon. So the reason we're down here is just to quickly grab that another Calphite lair. It's an easy task. And as well, we can kill this Calphite Guardian just by safe spotting it and look at those B drops. That's just insane. So that's a dead. And notice we barely used any runes doing that. Just finished off my easy clue. Just while I was thinking of something to do, let's see if we get a unique, but this should be a task regardless. Ooh, a middle rope top. That's pretty good prayer bonus. And I do think there are tasks that involve having prayer bonus. How much is it? 6 prayer bonus. That's really good. That's going to come in super handy. Oh, and look at that as well. We got 5 collection slots in general. Jesus, guys. So I just decided to come do this Slayer task just for the 10 points. Look at all these levels. This is crazy, even for leagues. I am going to stay here and I'm going to finish off 55 magic because A, it'll take 30 seconds, and B, it unlocks High Alchemy. High Alchemy is not only going to be a great source of some extra cash, but it's also a medium task to cast it. Another reason that I wanted rid of that Slayer task is so I could come get one from Cheldar. I don't think she's one of the ones that gives a task. No, she's not. However, that was worth doing because now, once we get 42 Hunter, we can finish off the Lumbridge Medium Diary, which will be great. Oh my god, so I thought that would be a really simple task, and 40 points. That took me 6 tries. I was looking up it on the wiki if I was doing something wrong. It's based on your range level. Oh, great. So that one I got first try. Panther Dread, another medium task, super easy. Another totally random task. Churn for butter. I don't think I've ever done this in the main game. Turns out I only needed to do 10 steel bolts, so I figure I'll knock that out real quick. Alright, so that was a little confusing. You have to ask the guy about 3 gods, and that'll get you 40 points. So one last thing that I want to do just before I start my AFK time is Sleeping Giants. However, real quick, 10 points to grab a cabbage. Fantastic, and that's Sleeping Giants done, and that's a lot of smithing XP. Not super necessary, but still nice. And I'm really looking forward to doing some Giants Foundry. This is one of the best updates to come to Old School, in my opinion. Okay, so while this baby Empling teases me because there is a task and I am 1 level off being able to catch it barehanded, I don't have a thing, but we need to do some Puro at some point anyway, so we'll get him eventually. However, it is time for me to make the video that you're watching now, so I'm going to need some AFK time. I've got a couple of tasks in mind. I definitely want to do some fishing. There's 100 willow logs that I need to chop and burn, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'm feeling it's going to be a pretty long video, just because it's been a long day where and do about we're about 9 hours into the session. So yeah, it's going to take some time, but I'm going to enjoy playing the game, go for some AFK tasks, get this kitten up to fully grown, as the first one I had, I lost. However, yeah, no, we'll just get straight into it and patches it a bit. I'll let you know if anything interesting happens. Okay, so that's actually the first task done a long time ago. I just kind of didn't notice. 50 salmon. We also got a task for catching a salmon in Karamja. Next up, I'm going to head to Catherby and we're going to catch 100 lobster. Okay, there's 100 lobsters caught. I'm going to quickly grab the lobsters that I got from Temperos out of the bank as well, because there is a task to cook 100. I might burn some. Obviously, I gave a couple to my kitten. All right, no, we actually did manage to get that all done in one. I think that was thanks to Production Prodigy making us extra to put in the bank. We did get a few cooking levels out of that, so I'll just cook off these last batch, and then we'll move straight on to swordfish. Oh, and there's 50 swordfish, just as I was checking tasks to do. I don't think there is a task to cook 50 swordfish, but we'll cook them anyway. And then after this, we're going to move on to a bit of wood cutting, but I am definitely running out of things to AFK. Instead of going straight into wood cutting, actually, let's get our rude axe from these tree spirits. This should be semi-AFK, though I will probably melt them with Fire Strike. God for that. Oh, I have to keep it down because it's super late. I've killed 113 of these guys. The drop rate is 1 in 32. I have 13 adamant axes. Oh my god. I've never been so excited to see a rune axe. Just to put in perspective how long I was there for about 50 minutes. And I have gotten 1,000 nature runes, a bunch of really high level herbs, some great seeds. It was a great trip, but my god, I just wanted to get my rune axe so I can chop some willows in peace. There's 100 willow logs, guys. Look, it is 2 a.m. It has been an absolute blast of a day. We made it up to 876 total level, and as well, we are just 490 points away from the next relic. It is crazy late. I have had such a good time. I'm going to edit this AFK footage into the video, get it uploaded, and then I'm going to call it a night and get up early again and do it all over. I just want to say thanks for watching if you have watched the whole thing. Like I said at the start, there's going to be a highlight reel video, so that'll kind of be a condensed version of everything you've just seen, but it's just been so fun to get everything down and rewatch me having fun over this last day. But yeah, I am going to bed. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.